Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome back to another episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2. In the previous episode, we actually, started expanding to a couple of more industries and a couple of new services being set up, as well as getting started with the production of pottery here in Ottawa, which can now be shipped to big cities such as Albany, which has gotten so big we needed to build a university. And in this episode, we're going to continue on with our tasks, which this particular one, transport 960 passengers from Syracuse, which is right here. So, considering that there's not much going on in this city, I might as well just make it a bit more or less as a branch line station instead of a major terminal, like some railroads they used it as. Let's see, I want to get 0%. Let me have a look at the contours. Yeah, I'll have to do this, I suppose. Build this very nice little bridge over the river. Extend the track up to a 2% grade. Curve. Connect. And do the same on this side as well. Track section is too tight. What? Okay then. That curve was a little bit too tight. I could easily fix that. Alright. That's taken care of. Now let's see. Let's extend it to this. Place a gridiron. And then we'll also connect this to the main line heading towards Buffalo. That way, corn and grain can be brought in to supply the city. Let's see. I got a 0% somewhere. We'll connect it to here. And we'll do it right here. Place it here. We'll have to make a couple of alterations to the track around in this area. Build that, and build this, and set the directions on this line, and add another gridiron, and everything should be good to go. We'll definitely need to set up a maintenance depot here, and assign a freight train to and from the city. But since Syracuse needs milk among many other goods, I might as well set up the warehouse to bring in meats. And let's see, textiles. That way, the goods can be brought in. Let's set up a freight train between the cities of Syracuse, which I'm calling it SCE, to ABY, Albany, make it a freight, and acquire the Dunham for this service. Oh, I also forgot to mention, we also acquired the mail car in the previous episode too. So now our passenger trains can actually carry, extra revenue in mail service. Next, we need to set up a passenger service between Syracuse and Albany. And acquire the John Bull for this service with the mail car. And do the same for Syracuse to Buffalo. John Bull, mail car, purchase. And there we go. We should now start to really see the city grow over time once these freight deliveries are being taken care of. Speaking of, we got our first load of grain being brought in. Oh, Syracuse has been starting to shrink because hardly any goods are coming in. Oh, I should also at least bring in logs, so let's see. Well, it shouldn't be too difficult to set up a... Actually, let me think. Yeah. Let's see. Maybe I could replace one of these goods with something else. Let's actually replace milk with, let's see, logs. Let's see. Bangor already has milk in storage, so at least it's good on that for now. Ottawa is starting to grow pretty well. Let's see. Some of our trains are not actually making much of a profit. I'm curious, which trains make... Whoa, our London to Toronto service is making over 23 grand. Bonus for a new industry. Let's see, what could we place here? Well, a clothing factory could make much sense, since it's right next to a textile producer. We'll increase the production. I'm buying this. Thank you, Mr. Shallow. Nice. We'll upgrade the industry so it can start producing more clothing. Well, it will require more raw materials.
A few years ago, people in Albany were still skeptical about the railroad. Your success will silence even the hardiest naysayers. Have you heard yet? We've won the election. I am now the mayor of Albany. You are truly a genius. I just spoke to the mayor of Philadelphia. They're willing to grant us access to the southern part of the East Coast. For a fee, of course. We should definitely take advantage of this opportunity.
So, we finally meet face to face. We haven't been formally introduced yet, but really, there's only one thing you need to know. Nothing goes down here without my permission. As long as you don't get in my way while on my turf, we'll have no problem with each other.
Ugh, what an unpleasant guy. It's best not to pay any attention to this bully for now. Let us focus on earning money.
We already did that. But yeah, that was Barty, and he is in charge of the operations along the East Coast. So in order for us to complete these tasks, we need to start transporting passengers between Boston to Philadelphia, deliver 8 loads of salt, 75,000 citizens within the Atlantic states, and 3% of the company of Barty Shiloh's company. We could also buy out his company, get 120,000 residents in the Virginia region, and achieve 3 cities with 120,000 population or more. Now, let's see. New York is already big enough for, well, salt. So that means it's time to actually start putting a little bit of salt into this operation. We'll pick up salt there, and the station will also load up salt. Let's see. The engine should make his way back. And speaking of, we are actually now able to actually purchase the purchase the refrigeration car, which, once applied to freight trains carrying perishables, it will actually increase the longevity of those said products. Well, it also earns us a little bit more money. So we're going to purchase all the cars that actually deliver to all the trains that are handling anything perishable, such as milk, as well as fruits, as well as any trains carrying meat to town. Let's see. Speaking of, I think the city could actually, the warehouse could actually do better with some stored fruits in for other towns. Maybe also useful if we store vegetables in here for now. Right. So, since we're so far ahead, we might as well take care of some of the smaller things around here for now. For example, getting vegetables delivered to town to help them grow a bit. Let's acquire a train to deliver loads of vegetables to the town of Ottawa so it can be stored and ready to be taken to other destinations. Let's see. Since this also carries meat, I might as well add a refrigeration card just in case. Let's see. New York. Let's take care of that. Cloth circles between two warehouses. Oh yeah, because there's a textile factory here in New York. Let's see, what could I actually replace that industry with? Well, there is lumber, and there's furniture being produced, there's that. Maybe I could convert this industry. I'll actually convert the weaving mill into another distillery. We'll tear it down, and we'll place down the distillery here, which will require a good amount of sugar and fruit to be used. Speaking of. Yeah. Alright. So, with the money in hand... Oh, we don't actually have enough cash to expand what eastward... Well, downward towards these areas. But I can take out another bond and just pay this one off. I mean, sure, it's not a whole bunch of money left over, but it is something. And I think the dairy processor could be improved. Let's see. If I can increase this with 4 carloads for 3.2 units of dairy products, that could be a little bit much more beneficial. But I would probably need to deliver more milk into town. So I'm going to increase that by 2, and let's see. I don't see any products that we, well, anything we can research, use our technology points on. Let's see. 1, alright, we can purchase that, and now it's gonna soon enough eventually make more. Though, granted, we'll need an engine to replace the grasshopper on these type of area. But granted, we only have is this type of engine, and that's it. Might as well just replace the whole engine with the Duet. Even though it's slower... Wait. It actually is a tiny bit faster and has a lot more tractive effort compared to that engine, so this is probably much more beneficial. But right now, we need to start expanding down the East Coast, and we just need to also start delivering salt. Speaking of, has any salt been brought in? Yes, it has, but not a huge amount, though. Cloth cycles between 2 cities. Well, that's because I have to bring in at least some commodities into town. Let's see. I think I might need to increase the amount and replace them with the Duet. Actually, by this point, the Duet is actually a much superior engine to the Grasshopper, so Might as well replace the 28 that I have on my fleet with this. And then purchase the dining car. Now my passenger trains can finally have something on board for my passengers to nibble on their trips. Which reminds me, I need to start looking at the various passenger trains on my railroad and change to have a dining car for their services. This will bring down one car that I can use, but in the long run, it will make more and more money over time. Yeah, I know. Let's add the dining car to this service. This one. This one. This one. And this one, I believe. Oh, there's still this one from Syracuse to Buffalo. And Bangor to Ottawa. Portland, Maine to Bangor. Let's see, where is the next engine? Passenger engine. Actually, let's see. I think all my passenger trains have the dining car now. I just have to check. Yep, that has the dining car. Though some of the other trains have yet to arrive at their destination. Grain farm near Montreal. I am not connected to it, so I'm not interested. But I am interested in expanding to the mid-Atlantic states. Now, we need to get an express between Boston to Philadelphia, deliver 8 loads of salt, and then get 75,000 citizens in the mid-Atlantic region. And then buy 3% of Mr. Shiloh's company. Oh! I could actually take out another bond. Let's see, how much will I need to purchase his company entirely? 17 million coins. But we could at least be able to buy about, let's see, 25% of his shares.
Very good. The citizens are highly satisfied with your performance.
So, just like in the previous Railway Empire, even though I was only playing single player with no competitors, how this works is very simple. You can purchase shares in a company, but once you have 100% of their shares, you can buy their company out and either merge it with your system or liquidate everything for a huge cash bonus, and they practically will be out of the game. Considering my stock price is over 260,000 coins, that's really not a problem. But it's going to be a problem once we expand it to Philadelphia, because Mr. Shiloh is not going to be happy.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear. So one more time for half-wits like you. Hands off my territory. If you don't tear down this ugly shack right now, I'll give you a knuckle sandwich.
Yeah. And because he's a gangster, he will use whatever tricks he can in his own book, or in his own particular mafia, to cause trouble on our company. Though saboteurs Though the thing about the saboteurs in this game is they only practically attack either stations or track. They do not cause ruckuses anywhere else. Although, let's see. 3% looks fine. Because I do want to run trains up to the town of, let's see, to Pittsburgh, because that could be a very worthwhile investment in the long term. Oh, we don't have any fruit. Oh, there is actually fruit. Okay, might as well start delivering fruit down to... Oh, thank goodness for multiple track planning options, so I don't have to waste progress. Let's see. We'll buy the track. Let's see, where... Wait. Oh, I actually did build that. Never mind. Oh, I think I bought the other type of track plan. Never mind. We'll set the track directions for this. And set up a train to deliver loads of fruit to Toronto so they can be picked up by another engine to take down to...
Hold up now. You really want war? Best settle your affairs, because tonight you'll sleep with the fishes.
Ooh, you better be careful. He means business. But we must not let this intimidate us.
Did you see what happened there? And that can happen again and again.
I'm afraid we have to live with these sabotages for now. At least until we put this gangster out of business.
Yeah. You can just ignore them, but they eventually will get tired of your sabotage antics and will do anything to get rid of your company. But in the grand retrospective, though, let's see. Now we have a much more direct connection to Philadelphia. But because of Mr. Shiloh's railroad going into Philadelphia, we're running parallel to his line. So we won't be getting much freight or passenger traffic for now, but because his line is the sole dominant form of transport between the two cities. Though it wouldn't be too difficult to actually take care of that. Now then, we're just gonna set up a standard train just for this particular service because I need to actually focus on making more money to expand to the other cities, as well as getting enough cash to buy Mr. Shiloh's company out. Wow. None of these cities he's connected to are providing beer. That is not good. Although Pittsburgh up north does have beer. If I can connect to Pittsburgh, I can also bring grain down to Philadelphia and to New York. That could be very, very beneficial. Right. Let's actually extend the track out a tiny bit. That. And let's see.
Have you already clawed your way to another city?
Yeah. They will also make constant remarks about your company over time, depending on what you're doing. Now, the only way we could get through is building a tunnel through the Appalachians, which is totally fine. Furthermore, we can also connect Pittsburgh to Buffalo. But since Buffalo is producing goods that Pittsburgh is producing, we're not going to get much freight traffic in the long term. But Pittsburgh will grow due to the city of Pittsburgh. Well, with Philadelphia producing meat and Washington, D.C. producing textiles, at least we got the main three core products.
Good. It was about time that we also entered this market with our own goods.
Yep, no more need for that. But I also think I should just set up a direct service to New York City with the Dunham, just to get it out of the way. Let's see. We'll build the tracks through this particular area, past this dairy farm. Wait, can we get a track that 4%? That is steep, but it's at least a little bit cheaper to build. We'll follow the same track layout here. Construct. And then we'll just take a curve to the right. Connect to this city. Connect to this. And then just simply connect Pittsburgh and, well, with New York. 9%. That is steep and also expensive. I need a little bit more money. But I believe with that being said, though, I think we actually reached a pretty good ending point. As now, with our railroad now expanding to the mid-Atlantic states and Mr. Shiloh's company being taken 25% over in the stock market, I believe we're pretty much almost guaranteed to get this level done pretty soon, which will probably be at the end of the next episode. So, if you had enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Railway Empire 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. So until then, so long, partner.